Okay, Math 7, I need you to go ahead and get out page 82. If you don't already have it out already, make sure you're meeting me on the floor, on the mat, close to the board, so we can go over these together. So if you need a clipboard, make sure you get that, but we're going to be making sure our answers we tried to get last night match the answers I have. So we're going to go through all of them on page 82, which is 7 of them. Okay, now I know that some of you, we did some of these in class, but I still want you to go over and make sure you have them in case somebody was not here yesterday and they didn't get it. So we're going to solve the first inequality. So I'm going to write it down here because I like to have more room. 5 minus 3x is greater than 8. Okay, so we have a positive 5, a negative 3x, and 8. Positive 5 or positive 8 over here. We want to get rid of this positive 5. The way we get rid of a positive 5 is to subtract 5 from both sides. So we're going to go whoop away. We're left with negative 3x. 8 minus 5 is 3. I'm going to keep our sign for right now. We've got negative 3 times x. So we're going to divide this by negative 3. We're left with x over here, negative 1 over here, and because we divided by a negative, we're going to flip the sign. So I'm going to fill in my number line. It's going to be an open circle above 1, and x is anything less than negative 1. So we're going this way. Okay. Same thing down here. I'm going to put it down here so I have some more room to work. Okay, split down the middle. First thing is get rid of this negative 7 by adding 7. You get negative 4x is less than or equal to 16. We're going to divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. We're left with x on this side. We're going to flip the sign because we're dividing by a negative. It's negative 4 here. So I'm going to say 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. It's going to be a closed circle above negative 4 because of the greater than or equal to sign. And x is greater than or equal to 4. So it's going this way. Everything bigger than negative 4. Okay. Same with these ones. And also, if there's any point in here where you need to pause, just let the sub know. You can pause it. It's not going to be on the Google Classroom. It's all going to be good. Okay, so we've got 3 plus 4.5x is greater than or equal to 21. Put the line through. We've got positive 3, so we're going to subtract 3. You're left with 4.5x is greater than or equal to 18. We're going to take 18 off to the side here and divide it by 4.5. Move that over, 0. Okay, we're going to see how many times 45 goes into 180. So we're going to multiply this. Let's try, so 2 would be 93. Let's try 4. 0, 16, 18. Woohoo, that worked out perfect. Okay, so if we divide this by 4.5, divide 18 by 4.5, we're left with x. We didn't divide by a negative, so we're going to keep the sign the same. It's greater than or equal to 4. So it's going to be a closed circle, and it's going to go to this right here. All right, next one. Negative 2y minus 5 is greater than or greater than 5 halves. So whoop, first thing we're going to do is get rid of this 5. So we're left with negative 2y on this side and 7.5 on this side. Then we're going to divide by negative 2. So 7.5 divided by 2 goes in 3 times, 7 times, 37.5. So y is greater than 37.5. But we can't leave it like this. We divide it by a negative, so we've got to flip our sign. So negative 38, negative 39, 37. Y is less than negative 37.5, so anything less than negative 37.5 is going to be our answer. All right, let's try these two. So first thing you got to do is distribute, because we got to distribute to figure out what our expression is going to be. So 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 8 is 8. Okay, so now we got to split. Add 8, 2y equals, or not equals, is less than 10 negative, divided by 2, y is less than negative 5. So y is less than or equal to negative 5. Well, that's a terrible circle. And it's going left because it's less than. Same thing with this one, except now our variable's on the right-hand side, which is okay. We just have to keep that in mind when we're on our arrow, because it's going to help determine, where our arrow is going to go. This is a minus. Okay. We got to distribute with this one too, so we're still left with negative 6 over here. Negative 6 times y is 6y. Negative 6 times negative 3 is positive 18. Okay. Our next step, now that we have an actual expression, is to subtract the 18. To do that, you get negative 24. It's greater than or equal to negative 6y. Divide by negative 6. 4 is less than or equal to y, because we had to flip the sign. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close circle because of the line underneath. And y is anything bigger, so it's going to go this way. Pause at any time if you need to, or go back. It's also going to be on the Google Classroom if you want to watch it again. Okay, the last one. You borrow $200 from a friend to help you pay for a new laptop computer. So 200 is where we start. You pay your friend back $12 per week. Write and solve an inequality to find when you will owe your friend less than $60. Okay, so for this one, set up an equation. 200 minus 12 times w, w standing for weeks, because over many weeks you get times 12, has to be less than 60. So we're trying to get w by itself, and we're going to solve it. So line down the middle, it's positive 200, so we're going to subtract 200. Negative 12w is less than or equal to negative 140. Okay, now we're going to take this divided by negative 12. So it's going to flip our sign. Negative 140 divided by negative 12. 12 goes in one time. 12, 2, and 0 goes in once. Bring down the 0. Negative 12 goes into 80. Not evenly. And it goes on forever. Oh, shoot. So your week has to be greater than or equal to 11.6 repeated weeks to be paid off or to have less than $60. Okay, your to-do list today. Finish review sheet 4.3 and 4.4. You're going to get that today from the sub. Okay, you're going to turn it in when you're finished, so make sure your name's on it. Then you're going to work on math course and turn that in when you're finished. If you still need something to work on, you're going to work on your calculator packet. If you finish all three of these things, then you can read or work on other homework. Otherwise, this is what you're supposed to do today. Make sure I get a good sub report back. I don't want to hear any bad things from anybody.